I'm Mei Wai, the founder, CEO, and Chief Change Advisor of APAC Global Advisory. Thank you for watching this episode of AGA Frontiers, where we have Hsien Naidu, the founder, CEO of TreeAMS and Astreem Consulting, here with us to talk about franchising. As you all know, with the global headwinds, we believe that global expansion will continue to be the impetus of growth for many businesses to scale. And at APAC Global, while we've been using mergers, acquisition, joint ventures, direct control around brands, today we have an expert who has specialized in franchising for more than 2 decades with us. Good morning, Hsien. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for having me today.
I'm very pleased to invite you back to our office, having had many conversations with you, so that we can also share a little bit about this interesting area, which can help companies globalize as well as build legacy. Hsien has developed an integrated approach in helping companies scale through franchising, and that's done through both consulting as well as technology, having developed TreeAMS, a software approach way ahead of time. And today we have seen companies from Philippines, Malaysia, especially Singapore adopting this. And some of our clients you may be familiar with are like Joe and Doe, Petso, as well as Old Town White Coffee. Perhaps you can share with me, Hsien, if you can put yourself back 2 decades ago when you jump into this entrepreneurship journey. What was the inspiration that drove you to go into this franchising area? What was the problem you think you were trying to solve, and how has it evolved today?
Thank you for the question, and thank you for having me on this chat today. So I think moving back 20 years ago, and given my experience in Luxasia at that time, known as Beauty Concept as well, I needed to do something a little bit different. As exciting and glamorous as being in the beauty industry is, sometimes you just need to do something that challenges you differently, and something that gives you a little bit more runway into the future. And so when I looked at what was available in terms of options to my future career, I thought, hey, there's this sector called franchising. And at that time, franchising was still relatively new as a business concept in Singapore.
Yes, it was.
So I thought, hey, let's find out more and get into it. How hard can it be, right?
Yes.
But guess what? It's 20 years later, and every day I'm still discovering and learning something new about franchising, its different formats, and how franchising can augment into a myriad of businesses, and how it actually helps different businesses cross that chasm into globalization,
Yes.
and sustainability in terms of the legacy of brands.
Yes. So indeed, I will ask you a little bit a contentious question. When we in APAC Global, we believe very much in helping family businesses build legacy through change. And many of them want to control their brands, right? Do you really think, given that many franchise tend not to continue on their contracts as well, do you really see that there is really legacy building, Hsien?
Okay, so you're asking a really complex question.
Yes, very.
So we have to look at it from two perspectives.
Perspective.
One would be the franchisor's perspective, and franchisor being the brand owner.
Yes.
And then there is the franchisee perspective. So both the franchisor and franchisee go into franchising for actually very different reasons. The franchisor goes into franchising because usually they want to increase their brand footprint. They want to leverage their IP, their know-how, and accelerate their growth faster. The franchisees, on the other hand, are hoping to be able to get into a new business, perhaps not of their expertise, but be able to shortcut their learnings by tapping on the expertise and knowledge of the franchisor. Now, the situation that you brought up about how franchisees sometimes cut short their tenure or their franchise term, it's because either the franchisee was not getting what they wanted in terms of getting their business up and running fast enough. They have relationship issues with their franchisor, or perhaps their own management styles suffer some contention as well with their own local operations. So for a multitude of reasons, franchise relationships can break down. But back to the original definition of franchising. Everybody goes into franchising with the view to grow their businesses, whether or not you're the franchisor or the franchisee.
Yes.
Right? The idea here is that the franchisor will go in and build the best practices to actually assist the franchisees as they scale. Right?
Yes.
But what happens is, just like I guess when you want to go on a diet or you want to get to the gym and become really fit, you have best intentions.
Yes.
What happens is it takes time to show results. You don't go on a diet today and lose weight tomorrow. You don't go to the gym today and then become buff the next day. What happens is it takes time, and it takes the rigor of everyday determination and discipline. And then, hey, after a certain period of time, you look back and you say, oh, these are the results of our effort. And in franchising, sometimes franchisors and also franchisees expect results from their efforts way too soon. And also, at the same time, the amount of discipline that's needed to actually set up the right onboarding programs, the right training programs, setting up the daily checklists that they require their franchisees to follow, and for the franchisees to also take note and complete their daily checklists and stuff like that. That sounds really mundane.
These are so important,
Exactly.
right?
So Hsien, I really relate to you when you say that. It resonates so much with me because essentially, as you have mapped out, everybody starts off the change thinking that this is going to be ideal, I'm going to follow through. But then, as you correctly mentioned, the change isn't going to happen overnight. And it could take years. And the whole idea of this whole franchise process is it's a journey. And they have this entire discipline where they have to go through that change, which impact people as well. So along the way, they have to also deal with resistance of change. They have to manage that.